want to be buried in Eretz Yisrael. And they brought good. Not for the Arab.
Got it.
Somebody he likes, you see?
And when Rameya was nifta, they put him on this slab of wood, whatever it was, and the coffin floated to Tveria from one side of the Kinneret Sea, and it came to the place. So that's why Rameya is buried right on top of the Yam Kinneret, right in Tveria, on top of the Yam Kinneret. That's where the coffin brought his body. Right? This was Rameya. The greatness of Rameya, we really have no idea. You ask about the koyach of the yortzeit, but just like a regular average person, if they have a yortzeit, they go up a level. Rameya also goes up a level, to a much higher level. And we could not begin to imagine the level of Rameya before he passed away. Even his friends couldn't get down to his depths. Kal v'chomer, how much more is it after he passes away? And it's some 1700 years. Must be 1800 years, close to since Rameya was nifta. Right? And Rameya has gone up every year, higher and higher and higher. He never stops. Right? Any one of us who studies Torah, whatever Torah you study, ultimately goes back to Rebbe Kiva, but most of it came through Rameya. If you study Mishnah, you study Gemara, you study Sifri, the Midrashim, the Safra, whatever Rameya is throughout. And whatever we have, Rashi, Chumash, is quoting Rameya. You have Rameya, it's part of our daily life. Rameya is part of our daily life. Right? Now, in Tveria, on top of Rameya's grave, Rameya Balanes, there's an inscription from the Gemara. Omer Rameya, or Tanya Rameya Omer. Right? Yishvil Odom Echad. This is an amazing teaching, and only someone the caliber of Rameya could teach this. Right? Yishvil Odom Echad, she'osa tshuva. Because of one person who does tshuva, one person, whoever he is, doesn't matter. Because of one person who does tshuva, moichlin loy, they forgive him. He did tshuva, right? Ulchol ha'olam kuloi, and to the entire world. Right? Shenema, as the pasuk says, right? Erpa meshuvatam, I will heal all their foolishness. Ohavim nidava, I love them from its gift, whatever. Kishav api, my anger has gone away. Mimenu, from them. Right? He did tshuva. Erpa meshuvatam ohavim nidava. He did tshuva. He was minadev. He volunteered to do tshuva. Right? Kishav api, my anger goes away, mimenu. And Rameya says there, mimenu, from that one person. It doesn't say that. It says mimenu from the plural, from all of them. So that Rameya's teaching, this is like what Rabbeinu Zal keeps on teaching us. Rabbi Nachman teaches us all the time. That we have to do tshuva. Never mind that you have to do tshuva because we have to do tshuva. I mean, we all have lived our lives, and who's the one in lesson 6 that we talked about with the blood, Ezekiel, and so on? Rabbi Nachman brings there a pasuk from Mishlei. The pasuk says, senior moment. The pasuk says. Miyoma zikiti libi tiharti mechatoti. Who could say, I have cleansed my heart from all the things I've done wrong? Right? We grew up as kids. Anyone want to think back what you were like when you were 5 or 6 and how respectful you were every time your parents asked you to do something? go to sleep, eat your veggies, whatever it may be, right? This is what was taking place, and then you grew up and you even became a teenager. And you remember how it was when you were a teenager, right? And who's going to go back and say, I always fulfilled the mitzvah of kibbut avah, I always honored my parents. And then you have all the other stuff that we indulged in while we were kids, and teenagers, and growing up and whatnot, right? I see it affected him already. There we go. So what we have is a question of us having to do tshuva. Reb Meir is teaching us, this is what Rabbeinu Zal emphasizes again, and again, that I have to do tshuva. When I do it, it's going to spill over on somebody else too. It's going to bring like a domino effect that somebody else is also going to do tshuva. Somebody else is always going to return back to Hashem. Somebody else will start doing something good.
Or the opposite.
Huh?
Or the opposite.
If you do the opposite comes about.
Rabbi, explain to us a little bit more about free gifts, matanot chinam and hatzot. What's the kavanah at hatzot? To ask for free gifts?
Free gifts is one thing. Chatzot is something else. You can bring it together,
right?
But understand there's two separate concepts.
But it's saying at the time of hatzot, since there's more favor,
let's go back then. There's day and there's night. Day represents clarity, right? You have sunlight, you can see what's going on. You can see it pretty far in the distance. Comes nighttime, there's a constriction. There's no light. You can't see. This is the way a person's life always is. There's always daylight and there's always darkness. And it's a cycle. It keeps on changing. Right? One moment everything is, I can't take it anymore. It's all crowded around me and whatnot. Another moment, I see the light. You ever see the light? Right? So we see the light, we can see and go further. The Zohar, the Ari, explained that day and night is conceptually dot, understanding of what's going on in the world around us. All right? If we take our day and we divide it into half, daylight means I understand. Nighttime is when I don't understand. I have to fall back on faith. Okay? I don't understand it, it's faith. But then the Ari comes and divides the day into four. Right? At the beginning of nightfall, we'll explain something about Mincha in a minute, just to get the time frame. Right? The day is 4 quarters, right? 6 hours each. From nightfall until Chatzot. From Chatzot until the morning, daybreak. From daybreak until noon. And from noon until nightfall. Now, Rav Nosson explains this in the most awesome way, as is Rav Nosson's one. Right? He says, we know, does everyone know about the Chalal HaPanui? Right?
Yeah.
You all know about the vacated space?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Just very briefly, right? When God wanted to create the world, God was all over. Right? So he made it a vacated space, a vacuum, where he pulled himself out, as it were, so that there's room now for the world, in order, Raphael, where are you? Right? Where they are. In order for there to be free choice at every moment. Okay? That's the answer to the question. So at any rate, the Chalal HaPani means a new creation. Rav Nosson says this takes place every single day. Just before nightfall, at the end of the day, there's going to be now a new day. It's a new creation. There's a new Chalal HaPanui. There's a new vacated space that's been created. And within that vacated space, you're going to have the 4 parts of the day. The first part represents what's called the Tzimtzum. The Tzimtzum is the constriction of what happened, that